Okay, so here we're standing then on a long lot, and the long lot is a neat institution because it is efficient in conducting water by gravity from the irrigation ditch down to the river. It's equitable. Everybody has access to water because everybody's long lot fronts on the irrigation ditch. And thirdly, it accommodates a society that has equal inheritance. Because in Spanish culture, in Spanish society, and in New Mexico, men and women inherited equally. And so in Spain and Mexico and New Mexico, men and women inherited equally. And if you had valuable long lots, and if you had 7 children, you would simply divide your long lots into 7 slivers for those 7 children. Now what typically happened was that long lots would get kind of small, and you can see examples of that all over in the Pecos Valley. They get pretty small, in fact almost too small to work, so the women would usually sell to their brothers. They would have the option of having title to that long lot, but they didn't really hold it. So it was usually the brothers, and maybe not all the brothers, that actually did acquire long lots, and therefore, you know, had these long lots kind of get narrower and narrower as time went on. Kind of an interesting thing.
Now, questions, can I?
You bet, yeah.
Okay, number one, everyone must have needed to irrigate at the same time. Was that a problem in terms of the acequia?
No, I don't think so, because the acequia runs pretty strong.
Okay.
And although the mayordomo would theoretically come and say, all right, your turn to irrigate. And in fact, that does happen here in New Mexico. I don't think it happens too much right here, certainly not today. It may have happened right here at one time. But the mayordomo will say, all right, you know, today is an even number day, it's your turn to irrigate. Okay. And then the odd number would have the next day. Okay. So as not to deplete the water supply, the source in the irrigation ditch. Okay. But actually, with the Pecos being perennial, water happily in El Cerrito was available for agriculture.
Whenever you want.
Yeah.
Okay. And the titles, were they legal titles? Did they actually go to the land office and change the title of the land? Or was it something that was just understood?
Well, now this is complicated about titles because this was a land grant.
Right.
And house lots and long lots were held privately in fee simple. It was your property. Was there a land office that people would go to register this with? Well, the San Miguel del Vado grant had officials with whom you would register. Okay. So the answer is yes, you would own a solar, a house lot, and you would own a suerte, which was their word for the long lot. After this became part of the United States, the private property concept was maintained for the village and this agricultural land around it, but the villagers lost their mesa land. They lost the land up on the mesa, and that then was homesteaded, so that took the land out of the land grant.
Okay. And as I understand, that pretty much took care of their being able to count on livestock for a significant portion of their...
And it really destroyed their ability to use the common mesa. Anybody could use that for sheep, and sheep were, of course, what was important. Yeah, yeah. Okay. But it really destroyed that, and so now people had to homestead, and what that did, and a lot of villagers right here, you know, homesteaded the land all around the village. Okay. And they were in on it. Okay. But the problem was that they got 160 acres, or maybe 320, or they may have gotten lucky and got 640, yeah, a whole square mile. Yeah. But still, 640, when the carrying capacity is 100 acres per cow, 20 acres per sheep, and 100 acres per cow. Well, you can't put too many animals out there, and you can't have a viable ranching lifestyle if you don't have more land than that. So it created a problem.